extra time.
Hi Joe, a lot of debate over the pitch at the last test match. How's this one looking?
It's looking very similar as it was 2 days out from the last game as well. So we'll see. I mean, it could change again overnight. I think the most important thing is that we learn all the lessons from the last two test matches and make sure we're better for it. And it's important that if we get ourselves in a similar position in the first innings, we really make that count and try and get some scoreboard pressure in the game, early on.
Virat Kohli's reacted quite strongly to suggestions the pitch was to blame. He says it was the batsmen who weren't skilled enough on that pitch. Do you accept that?
Look, I think that as batters, if you don't score runs, you will always look at yourselves. You'll always try and find ways to improve. And we've certainly done that. We've looked at a couple of the dismissals, how we're going to find ways of building big partnerships and getting some significant scores on it if it is a similar surface this time round. Figuring out a game plan that suits each individual and in turn, enables us to get those partnerships, which is so important in Test cricket.
And finally, from me, are you considering tinkering the top order again in this Test match?
Well, we'll discuss the team at the toss when it's finalised. But I think the most important thing is that as a batting group, we're very clear about how we want to play, and that we go into the game full of confidence. We have no scars from the last two, and that we play that in a controlled but fearless way. We shouldn't be scared about the surface in any sort of way or about the guys bowling on it. It's just really important that we stay very calm, clear about how we're going to score runs. And trust both defence and when we want to score as well. Trust those shots that make us the players we are.
A win in this Test match will mean 4 wins from 6 this winter, 2 series unbeaten. Would that represent a good winter for this England cricket team? Does that give you plenty to build upon moving forward?
Yeah, I think it would. I think it'd be a very good tour. You know how hard it is. Look at India's record at home since 2012. No side's come here and won. So for us to come away with a draw would be a fantastic result for us. And it's a great motivator going into the week. It's a really important Test match for us. We've obviously, throughout the course of the tour, we've played some really good cricket throughout this winter till now. And, you look at where our side was a few years ago, to say we won 6 out of our last 8 games in Asia. I think it shows the development of this side and what we are capable of in this part of the world. So it's really important to remember that going into a game like this. And the guys have got to take that confidence forward and make sure that if we get a chance to get ahead in the game, we really make it count like we did in the first game of this series.
I just wanted to ask, did Akshar Patel take you by surprise in this ongoing series? Do you think it has been a lack of ability playing against the left arm spin, as traditionally quite a few of England batsmen have struggled against left arm spin? Just to name Kevin Peterson comes in mind. So what would you say regarding that?
I definitely don't think we underestimate him. I think that he's exploited the surfaces very well. He's managed to beat both edges of the bat, which for any spinner is exactly what you're looking for all the time, is you're trying to keep as many modes of dismissal in the game as possible. And I think he's done that very well. I think what we've got to be better at is making sure that we're covering our stumps more so with our bat. And if one rags past the outside edge, then, we just have to accept that more than anything. But as well, what we have got to do is we've got to find ways of putting him back under pressure. And when we do get balls to score off, we've really got to make sure we put them away. And similarly, if there are opportunities to get off strike, then back down the other end to make it difficult for them to bowl 6 balls at us. But it's very easy when you're playing in, I suppose, very alien conditions, which it is for a lot of our squad at the minute. To overanalyze things, overhype things, you've got to look at the basics of the game, the simple basic things that have always treated you so well wherever you've played, and really trust those. And I think that's the most important thing for us as a team, is that we have that confidence going into this game.
Just as a follow-up to that, as you talked about how the past does not matter. So one of your most key players, that is Ben Stokes, has a pretty average record against R. Ashwin. So have you had a chat with him regarding some different kinds of approaches that he might need to try, or is it just about trusting his natural game and playing according to the situation as and when it comes up?
Yeah, but he's also had success against him as well. I think it's really important that you call upon those things more than anything. Like I say, it's important that we don't have that baggage going into this game. You know, if you play as a batter, at some point someone's going to get you out more than once, and they're going to get you out a couple of times in a series. That's part and parcel of the game. And one of the challenges of playing in long series is they're one of the little battles that you have to overcome and find a way of, making sure that doesn't have a long-lasting effect on you. So once you've played a Test cricket for as long as Ben has, international cricket for as long as he has, and you play against the same players over and over again, the likelihood they're going to get you out goes up. And I think it's just important that you go into the next game, the next opportunity, and see it for that. You see it as an opportunity to go and score runs, to go and potentially have a big impact on the game and do something special for your country. And, he's a fine player. We all know when the pressure's on, when it really matters, someone like Ben will want to be there, trying to drive us across the line. And, I'd never doubt him as a player. And every time someone has, he's stood up and proven them wrong. So it's one of the small little intricacies of the game, which is always very fascinating. But, it's something that I'm fully confident he'll be able to overcome.
Regarding today's press conference of Virat Kohli, so he mentioned that in today's cricket, batsmen sometimes don't focus on their defense. They don't trust their defense, and that is a byproduct of white ball cricket or T20 cricket, you can say. So do you agree with that statement, or is that simply poor application on that particular day?
I think first and foremost, every player looks at batting differently. Some players look at it as run scoring. Some players look at it as a technical thing that you want to trust the process. And some players play the game. They play the opposition, the guy that's bowling at them at the other end. So everyone's approach to batting will be slightly different. Some guys will be a little bit more aggressive than others. But the fundamentals of the game are always the same. And you have to be able to trust your defense. You have to also be able to find ways of scoring runs off different types of bowlers. And it's getting a balance of that over a period of time.
Hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.